The Beach FM Business Lunch Show, brought to you by PlaceMakers Kapiti Horowhenua. Together we're building New Zealand.
Welcome back to the Business Lunch Show on Beach FM 106.3. Well, we have talked to almost every industry out there and then everything related to those industries. We have covered media, we have covered digital, streaming, television, and even print. Now let's talk radio, and let's welcome to the show. It's a great honour to welcome to the show our fearless leader, station manager of Beach FM 106.3. It is Tewaa Cameron. Kia ora, T.
Making me blush. Kia ora, D. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, very well, brother. How are you doing?
All good, mate. All good.
Well, it is time. We're another year older. It's been a bit quiet, over this crazy 2020, but 22 years old for Beach FM.
22 years old for Beach FM, and what a big 22 years old it's been as well. I do have to do a big shout out to every single person who has tuned in at any point of the time over those 22 years. It's been absolutely amazing. I mean, from where we started off down at CV Road 22 years ago, I remember when I was at a radio training college about 10 years ago. I was actually training at the old Beach FM studio in CV Road, and it just the move to where we are now. It's just been amazing ride. I mean, I've been here for 10 years, and the 10 years has just changed so much. I mean, I look back at what it was 10 years ago to what it is now, and it's just completely changed. It's completely different. We've had so much support from the community, and it's been great to see all of the staff. A big shout out I must do to Mr. Nigel Hopkins, who's been here since day one, and he is still here doing an amazing job. All of the staff have been absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much, D. All you boys down in Wellington as well, helping us out with our new image, shall we say, with the video and the TV. It's been absolutely great, and we look forward to another 22 years plus as well.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I want to talk a bit about those changes that you've seen, at least. You know, we're not necessarily your access radio. I think we're on par with the big boys, maybe just under. But how important? Like, really, how important is local radio? It's been around forever. It's dropped off with the introduction of network, but we're still here. We're still broadcasting. We're still sharing the important stuff that people need to know in the regions.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. How important is local radio? It is amazingly important, extremely important. There's all of these businesses, local businesses per se, who just love interacting with local radio. They love giving us a call, telling us how they're doing, and updating the community. They hear us live on the radio, having a chat with us and just telling us how they're doing, and people love it. Everybody loves it, and we love telling it to everybody as well.
Absolutely. Storytellers we are. Hey, mate, what are the biggest changes you've seen in the industry over the last 10 years at least? You know, I mean, I'm sure you're like me and you had the radio around the kitchen table growing up, but 10 years in it, the internet's gotten bigger, the world has gotten smaller. So what are the changes that you've seen, and how have they benefited radio?
What are the changes? Well, there has been huge changes. I mean, in 10 years, one major change would be that network stations have they've come in, and local radio stations we're rare. Yeah. Essentially, we are rare around New Zealand, the whole of New Zealand, and that's what makes us stand out. I mean, we love going out there. We love interacting with the community. We're not broadcast out of Kapiti Horowhenua. We're broadcast right here, and we love dealing with you. And we're just doing so good because of it. And I mean, all the changes with radio in the last 10 years have been unreal as well. I mean, it's all gone onto not only radio. It's gone radio, Facebook, and social media, and video. The more strings you've got to your bow, the better it is. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, mate, I know one of the big parts of your job that you love, not so much the management side. You still hate me calling out the boss, but you are the mad genius in the dungeon that gets all those adverts and stings and everything that makes this station sounds good. It is because of Tewaa Cameron. But I know what you love about that job is not just the creating side. is dealing with your clients, dealing with the public, dealing with the locals, and getting to know them more.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I absolutely love dealing with everybody there is out there. I mean, I get phone calls or phone calls or an email. And every single email that I get through, I have a good little giggle. I often don't just send back yep, how's this doing? How's this doing? I like doing a little question or a little, how are you doing? I've had a lot of people that have given me emails or phone calls and asking me how my kids are doing, how Braden's doing, how Alia's doing. And I don't mind telling them. And I just love the interaction that I get with the clients and local community.
Absolutely, mate. Well, you've had a roller coaster of a ride in broadcasting, if you will, over the last 10 years, mate. Even more so over the last 12 months. Could you imagine in your lifetime the 12 months around the world, let alone for yourself, that you've had over the last?
Oh, one word, no. Absolutely not. I mean, 12 months ago, I mean, I just got the biggest shock that I could probably imagine. I went from being the person who I got employed here as somebody who just writes ads and makes them, and to go on to ending up being not only on air but as a station manager. I was just taken back by it, and and the time that I came in as well, I mean, I think it was about 2 months later, all of a sudden the coronavirus disease 2019 showed its head. So it's it's just been an absolute roller coaster. But I mean, I couldn't have done it without all of the staff that have been here for it, and I could not have done it without all the people that are supporting us out in the community as well. It's been amazing.
Absolutely, mate. Hey, let's touch on Corona for a second or two, if we will. A lot of people had to adjust. A lot of people had to, you were either marked essential or you weren't. You get to sit at home and work from home and do your thing. But, and a lot of us did, you know, me, John, Nigel, we all gave a crack at broadcasting at home, and it worked out. But one man didn't have that luxury. One man had to make sure that the show went on, and it did. So, mate, tell us how that time was for you.
Very quiet. I had plans when it first came up that we were basically allowed to or advised to work from home, and I had plans to broadcast from home. I'm all set up to broadcast from home and do everything from there. Literally 2 hours into my broadcasting career at home, I was I'm not going to mention who, but I was asked to come into the studio, into the sort things out at Beach FM in the production area, and literally when I got here, I had phone calls that were going all over the place, and people that just needed to get messages out there as soon as they could, people who wanted to just know how things were going, and I couldn't leave. I just couldn't leave. I had to support the community. I had to make these ads. I had to do everything that I could. I mean, things that I can't do at home include making the adverts that I make, and it's. I mean, I was just taken back by that, and I mean, I started working at Beach FM from day one of the big levels of lockdown, when we were advised to work from home, and at the end of the day, I was like, okay, we'll see what happens tomorrow. And I woke up the next morning, just looked at my emails, and I had, I think, about 15 emails that were asking me to do something for the next day. And I was like, oh my God. So since then, I've just been coming in. I just came in and I just worked from work. I kept people as up to date as I could. I made ads as were requested, and that was my life in lockdown. Well, my bubble was at Beach FM.
Yeah. And you balanced it with a pretty newish bubble as well. Hey, mate, we all thank you. I know the team tip of the cap. I know the community thanks you for all the hard work you've done. But, mate, I want to hear about the happy stuff. Over the last 10 years, we love radio. We love what we get to do, the different things we get to do each and every day. But do you have a moment that you just have loved more than the others over the last 10 years at Beach?
Oh, 10 years. The moment that I've loved.
Just one.
No. Yeah, well, yeah, no, that's easy. That's I've actually got two, and they weren't actually that happened here at Beach FM. They happened in the personal life. One was actually two, birth of the kids.
Yes.
Alia's had a horrible start to her life. She was born in 2020, and all of a sudden she's spent basically half her life inside. And Braden 5 years ago, they were ultimately top of my list, and the other was my marriage as well, which happened just after that. So. Yeah, that'd be top of my list. But in terms of what's happened here at Beach FM, I would have to say all of the. It's not one again. It's all of the staff that I've met here, all of the clients that I've dealt with. I've made so many friends through working here at Beach FM in both of those areas. In terms of workmates, in terms of clients as well. We've kept in close contact, and I've loved every moment of it.
You're amazing. For you to answer whānau and friends is just, it shows the character that you are, mate. I have loved your time talking to you this morning. I love working next to you over the almost a year. Mate, 22 years is in the bag for us. Where to next, do you reckon?
Where to next? Who knows? I mean, this year's just goes to show. I don't know what's going to happen the next day.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going to next? All I know is that Beach FM can't be here without the community. We can't be here without the staff that we've got here, and who just work like crazy like we do. And I just thank everybody out there for the last 22 years, and hope that we can go for 22 years plus more. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, my man. Thank you so much for your time. Go well. We will catch up soon. Tewaa Cameron, station manager of our beloved Beach FM 106.3. Thank you, mate.
Cheers, bro.